This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Jack Threads. On today's Destructoid show, Star Wars The Old Republic is officially out and our editors share their impressions, the PS Vita's battery life is put to the test, and I rant about Kingdom Hearts and their new 8-minute trailer they put out for it. All that and more is happening right now on Destructoid.
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Were you just sniffing your drink?
No, I was being heartfelt and cozy because this is we're so close. We're so close to the end. This is our last regular news episode of the show.
It's the end of an era until we go into the next era, which will inevitably be the same as this era.
Right. You did not explain anything.
Nope, I didn't.
This is a normal news episode, but we're gonna have more episodes, after Christmas and when we're on vacation. But they're just gonna be a little bit more fun, more kind of year-end roundup type of thing. So
more reflective.
Don't worry, we're not going anywhere except to our parents for the holidays. Anyway, Tara, do you have any news for us?
I do have news. Now, normally I would try to stay out of the old nerd versus frat boy debate, but guess what, Call of Duty fanboys? We won! Yeah, score one for the antisocial losers. That is you and me, and, other people like us, Max. Because for the first time in 8 years, a game that is not being published by EA or Activision has swooped in and taken the top spot on the UK's Christmas sales charts. And that game, my friends, is Skyrim.
What?
I know.
Yeah. Take that, you knuckle draggers.
This is not total sales to date. Keep that in mind, Max. This is obviously just in the week leading up to Christmas, which is kind of how they judge their Christmas sales charts, I guess. Surprisingly, Activision wasn't even second on the list. That honor actually went to Ubisoft for Just Dance 3, which sold only 15,000 fewer units than Skyrim. So, yeah, getting up there, neck and neck.
Slightly less exciting there.
I actually don't know a whole lot of people who bought Just Dance 3, but I guess there's a huge market for it. Kids and stuff,
I don't know
they
a lot
like
of
that
girls
sort
or
of thing.
children either.
Yeah. So rounding out the top 5 was Modern Warfare 3 in third place, of course, followed by FIFA 12 and Saints Row the Third, surprisingly. While we're on the subject, those of you still playing Skyrim on PC will be happy to know that Bethesda has finally addressed that RAM issue that seemed to be plaguing certain users. Until now, the only way to actually unlock the full potential of 4 gigs of RAM, if you had it on your 64-bit machine, was to use a fan-made patch. But now Bethesda has added support for 4 gigabyte tuning, so graphical limitations should hopefully be a thing of the past, and you can experience the Skyrim and all of its 4 gig RAM
for
glory.
most exciting sentence you've said all year. Good Lord.
It's news, man.
Yeah.
You know what it's been like.
I got some news. I know a lot of you guys out there are really looking forward to a new Kingdom Hearts game, and today you are in luck. The fine folks over at Square Enix just announced that Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Get it? It's 3Ds.
Sounds like a name of a candy or something.
That's going to be released in North America and Europe in 2012, so you can play that, theoretically. In addition to that, they just dropped a massive 8-minute long trailer, and it has just confused the hell out of me. I have no idea what's going on. The new game promises to offer some new gameplay elements, including some AR functionality, as well as letting players control both characters Riku and Sora, and obviously this is going to be in 3D. But I'm going to be totally honest here. I can't stand Kingdom Hearts. I cannot stand it. It's awful. I don't like it. As you guys know, I'm not really into JRPGs, but I can at least respect them. And I've never been like a crazy Disney fan either, but again, it's live and let live. It's not my thing, but I respect that people are into it. However, when you combine these two things, it drives me crazy. I'm like a wild dog. I'm just angry at it. I mean, like, I get that Kingdom Hearts, the series, has some good games, and I hear they're fun, and they're clean, and they're well produced, but the whole like Disney Square Enix crossover thing just makes my skin crawl. It's like pineapple on pizza. It's not okay. I felt this way for almost a decade now. The first game came out in 2002, and that happened, and I was like, okay, whatever. It sounds like a stupid idea. It probably won't do that well. They're still making these games. This is the 7th game in the series, and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. You know when the A-Team cobbles together some wacky shit to save the day, like they glue a bunch of like blowtorches to a pickup truck to make a flamethrower tank? Well, that always works, but it doesn't mean they wouldn't rather have an actual flamethrower tank. I mean, I'm sure a Disney RPG would be a hit, so why not make a Disney game instead of like a Disney game that has Square Enix characters in it for fucking some reason? I don't know what is going on here. It's just so confusing.
I think they had something last year called Epic Mickey, and I don't think it was
That wasn't very good either. I also was mad about that. But this, like, I'm probably pissing some people off by saying this, but I would rather watch anime schoolgirl tentacle rape porn than play Kingdom Hearts. I'm just putting that out there.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drops Distance hits Japan in March 2012 with American and European releases to follow. There is no solid release date yet, but we will keep you posted, and in the meantime, you can go watch the full trailer if you want to see Quasimodo hanging out with a bunch of Moogles.
I do. Can you at least appreciate the music in the game? That's a big reason why people like it. No?
What,
all
like
right,
the, the pop music?
No, I mean in the original Kingdom Hearts games. I don't know about this one. Maybe it has shitty music. Who knows? I don't care. Anyway, it's been a while since we talked about Battlefield 3, so let's do that. Why not? DICE finally released the Physical Warfare Pack they promised gamers for free earlier this year after that whole boycott EA fiasco. I'm sure you guys have forgotten about that. Anyway, if you've got a PS3, then you've probably had access to the DLC for a while now, because they got it early, because they're special. But starting today, Xbox and PC players can get on in the fun too. As far as actual content goes, there's really not a whole lot. You've got 3 guns. You've got the Type 88 light machine gun, a flash suppressor for an SKS sniper, and a DAO-12 shotgun with flechette ammo. Do you guys actually know what these things are? Do you know what that is?
I don't, and I know guns.
You guys are supposed to be like 12, right? You should know about guns. You should be in bed already. It's past your bedtime. Get to bed.
Awful bad children. Terrible things. Okay, I know you guys like picking teams, and if you're rooting for Team Sony in the handheld wars, I got some good news for you. The battery life of the PlayStation Vita is way better than the Nintendo 3DS. A test was performed with both systems running at full settings, turn the brightness all the way up and the volume all the way up to piss off your parents, I guess. Sure. And on the 3DS, they had the 3D slider turned all the way up. The Vita was running Uncharted: The Golden Abyss, and 3DS was running Monster Hunter Tri-G. The 3DS ran for 2 hours and 35 minutes. While the Vita kept going for 3 hours and 47 minutes. That is 46% more playtime for the Vita, and that's very exciting, I guess. One could argue that the 3DS's battery would run longer with the 3D turned off, but isn't that kind of the system's main selling point? And, one could also argue that Monster Hunter is a more imaginative game than Uncharted, and the 3DS had to use more energy to render monsters with its imagination because they don't actually exist, while the Vita only had to make Nathan Drake look handsome, and he's very handsome to begin with, so that's not really a thing.
That is a viable scientific answer
to that
problem.
One thing they did not actually talk about, it's unclear how old the 3DS they tested with was, and if they were using a 10-month-old 3DS that's been charged and recharged a million times, that could easily account for a shorter battery life. But in any case, this bodes very well for the PlayStation Vita and the times I plan on venturing out of my house with it and playing with it. Right. So honestly, who leaves their house for longer than 4 hours at a time anyway? I mean, let's be realistic here.
People who have full-time jobs, Max.
Anyway, Tara, let's take a word from our sponsor.
All right, let's do that. Only suckers pay full price, and that is a scientific fact. So if you love alternative apparel brands like Kid Robot, Hurley, and Stussy, but hate spending all of your extra cash on them, listen up, because you too can score these premium brands and more at up to 80% off every day. There's a new invite-only shopping club in town called Jack Threads, and they've got all the street, skate, and surfwear brands that you can shake a stick at prices that will figuratively melt your brain. Because, they're hot. There is a wait list to join, but if you head to jackthreads.com/destruct, you can skip the wait list and get instant access to everything they offer right now. Again, that URL is jackthreads.com/destruct, and every sign up helps support the show, so Max can have more money to buy himself more Jack Threads. Look at those shoes!
Look at these boss shoes. I just got these last week, and I very much like them because they look like space boots.
Actually, do like those.
Yeah. They're very much like they're like shoes from
good.
Dragon Ball Z. I'm stoked on them.
Excellent. All right, so Conrad Zimmerman and the gang, and by gang I mean a few rotating Destructoid editors, they've been doing this thing called Office Chat, which you maybe have seen on our YouTube channel. Basically, they get together every so often on Skype and talk about some recent topics in video games, kind of informally. Sort of like a podcast, but better because there's mustaches. Yeah. So this week they got together to talk about their experiences with Star Wars: The Old Republic, which they've all been playing now for a week or two because they got early access because they're cool like that. And they sent us a video for us to watch. Let's take a look.
Have you guys seen, are there a lot of people named like Darth Vader
or
God, yes.
Boba Fett? So many
Chewbacca.
stupid names.
I haven't seen any of that myself. They've all been, ranging from either, a decent sounding Star Warsy name, that's just there, like, yeah, it's cool. It's a word I know, slightly changed, which is the kind of thing I went for. And there are other ones like, Buster Boy or whatever, just a general gamer taggy name. I haven't seen any that make me cringe yet. I haven't seen anything too embarrassing.
Yesterday I found a Piss Guzzler, except he had replaced the S's with Z's, so that was classy. But it's standard MMO naming. You're gonna get that anywhere unless you're playing on an RP server.
That is better than Starkiller, though.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. That's better than what Lucas had. Luke Piss Guzzler.
Who knows?
Alive, Darth Piss Guzzler.
Sorry. Find young Piss Guzzler. Bring young Piss Guzzler to me.
Guzzler, you will die.
I haven't seen any weed references yet, though, which is surprising, because that's usually all over the place out of the gate.
Well,
I am impressed with how the general chat seems to be relatively civil for the most part, although I've only really been playing in the early access. So I expect it'll be a lot worse tonight, but...
I witnessed one argument today of a guy complaining that he was being beaten by Jedi on a PvP server, and then everyone jumping down his throat saying, "You're on a fucking PvP server. Yes, you're going to get ganged up on by Jedi." And he got into a big argument, defending his position, and it was the whole thing. That's about as nasty as I've seen it so far, though.
I mean, at least that's game-related. Coming from Warcraft, I don't know if any of you got this far, but Baron's chat is just notorious for being probably the worst chat on the internet. It's just people screaming at each other like homophobic slurs, calling each other racial slurs. There's absolutely no reason for it. It's like a level 11 to 20 zone on the Horde side. But it's just like the most vile online chat I've ever seen.
Do you really want to be the Sith that's bitching about getting ganged up on by a bunch of Jedi? Doesn't that seem a little ridiculous? I don't know. A whiny Sith? Is there such a thing as a whiny Sith?
I mean, I'm the bounty hunter who doesn't kill anybody, so I'm sure there is.
I don't know, maybe they're taking after Anakin, I don't know.
Can you be the dinosaur guy from Jedi Outcast? Do you know who I'm talking about? He was the antagonist in, I think, the second one. He was just a Sith dinosaur.
I'm sorry, did you just say a Sith dinosaur?
Yeah.
That is the greatest thing ever.
I'm not
I'm
not making this up, and I didn't dream it.
I kind of hope you did. That would say a lot about you, Jordan.
I'm sorry, I don't care enough about Star Wars.
Imagine a Velociraptor with Darth Maul's facial painting all over its face, and it's clutching dual lightsabers in each of its 3-pronged little. That's terrifying. I would run like hell.
Instead of the toe claw, just little
sabers.
Jurassic Darth.
Very interesting stuff. Thank you for sending that over, Conrad and the gang. You guys can watch Office Chat several days a week on this very YouTube channel. And you can go check out the full episode that went up on our channel this morning, which features a whole bunch more talk about Star Wars. And similar things.
Star Wars.
So that about wraps up our show today, actually. Like we said, this is the last news program, and there's no live show this Friday, unfortunately. Max and I will be out for the holidays. But we will have a nice pre-recorded episode ready to go for you with cyborgs that look just like us hosting in our place. In the meantime, if you've got a Twitter and you want to keep up with the show on there, you can do that. We are on there at Detoid Show. You can find us. He is Max Scoville under his personal account, and I am Tara Longest. There we are. And we will see you guys back here on Friday.
Cowabunga!
Have a good Wednesday.